What's going on, guys? Emmanuel Jones here, and we back here with another NFL Weekly prediction. It's time to do our Week 10 predictions for this season. Last week we went 9-6, which we did okay, and overall our record is 91-47, which that's pretty much a good record, a solid record. And then we have these 4 teams on by. We got the Browns, Packers, Seahawks, and Raiders. So we only got 4 teams on a bye this week. So before I get started with these weekly predictions, don't forget to put a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and comment down your opinion below to see who you got winning week 10. Well, obviously, I chose the Ravens to win 33-30, and they won 35-34, which that was a pretty good game. So anyway, we're gonna get started with the rest of the games. So we got this game right here. We got the New York Giants facing against the Carolina Panthers. The Giants are favored by they're favored by like 6.5. Um so yeah. So basically both these two teams are similar to each other. They both suck. I mean, this game will probably not be a fun game to watch because both these two teams suck and they're in the bottom of the league. And we know these teams aren't going nowhere. But anyways, so the game's in Germany. Now we know the Panthers are totally coming off a win against the Saints, and the Giants are totally coming off a loss against Commanders. So basically, it's kind of tough to say who's gonna win, but at the same time, here's the thing. The Panthers are really not good. I mean, they're rebuilding. I mean, their offense is not as good. Their defense is not great. They can't stop the run. They're bad against the pass. They're not great against the pass. Their offensive line can't protect, and Bryce Young's right now stinks, which he's not playing really well right now. And the Panthers don't really have a lot of weapons on offense that's scary. They traded Deontay Johnson away. Adam Thielen's still on IR. I mean, you got Xavier Legette to to deal with. Now Brooks is totally dealing with an injury, which we don't really know. Whoa. But I think this game right here will be fun to watch. Um, but I think but but I think if you look at the Giants, I think the Giants. I mean, you shouldn't sleep on them. I mean, Daniel Jones is playing a lot better than Bryce Young. I mean, the offense is right now is not great. Um, But it hasn't playing bad. I mean, Malik Neighbors and Rondo Robinson and Darius Slayton are playing really good. The offensive line is playing a little better, but it's not great. The defense is pretty much underrated. I mean, fantasy football kind of ranked them as a top defense, but I don't think they're close to being top 10. But I think the Giants have a respectable pass rush, and I think they can get after Bryce Young and make them uncomfortable in the pocket. But I'm not too worried about their secondary. But I think if they can crowd the box, I think they could be able to at least play the run really better. Especially they have a better rushing offense. I mean, Tyrone Tracy looks to be the next great running back. He looks to be a stud. He's totally pretty good. You should be able to. You should play him in fantasy if you can. He's been amazing. Um. So by the way, I'm taking the Giants to win this game, but I'll take them to cover as well. I don't even know. I wouldn't trust the Panthers to cover, but you can totally make an argument saying, "Oh yeah, they covered against the Giants. They covered against the Saints last week, which that's good." But I think they can against the Giants. I don't know. I'm probably gonna say the Giants win at least by like a touchdown or maybe by a field goal. I'm gonna say like 24-20 or like 2017. Maybe it could be a low scoring game. I thought the Panthers defense didn't really look as bad in that game, which it kind of play okay a little bit. So yeah, I trust the Giants to win this game. I trust them to cover. So yeah, I like the Giants here. Next game, we have New England Patriots versus the Chicago Bears. The Bears are favored by 6.5. Obviously, this game right here can go either way. Now, the Patriots, we already know both the Patriots stink and the Bears are close to sucking. So, yeah. So, I think, the Patriots kind of have a better offense, which that's fun, weird to say, but the Bears have more weapons on offense. Caleb Williams is totally not playing really good right now. I thought the Bears looked pretty poor against Cardinals last week. Now, the Patriots did hang in there against the Titans. I like what I saw from New England. I think the Patriots offense can do enough to score some points, but I don't really know because they only have Hunter Henry to deal with. And they don't have a lot of weapons that really scare you. Um, the offensive line is not great. The defense is totally not bad. The defense is pretty bad, but all the way they've been playing okay. And the Bears, defenses it's been up and down a little bit. So yeah, I expect this game to be a lot closer we expected, but at the same time, I'm probably going to take the Bears to win because I think the Bears are a more complete team and they have more talent overall and they got better coaching. And I just think Keenan Allen and DJ Moore and Cole Kmet will be too much for the Patriots defense to handle. And I kind of really think that they can run the ball a little bit. DeAndre Swift. I don't really know if the Patriots going to be able to run the ball a little bit, but I think since the Bears, because the Bears do have a great secondary, and I think they can play some sticky coverage against an underwhelming receiving core, the Patrons, where that can really force Drake May to like force him into some bad situation where he's a drop back passer or he throws a ball on side out of bounds on sideline, like that can force them. And I think the Bears can get pressure with on Drake May. So yeah, I expect this game to be a lot closer, but I will take the Bears to win this game, but I will take the Patriots to cover. And the reason for that is that the Bears are just a better version of the Patriots right now because the Bears got more receivers and they got more weapons on offense and pretty much a little bit more weapons on defense too. So yeah. So I think it will be close, but I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I'm probably going to say the Bears win like I'll say they like win like 24-20 or like maybe they win like 20-17, something like that. Maybe the Bears win by a field goal. So yeah, I'll take the Patrons with the points, but I'll take the Bears to win the game in the bounce back spot. Next game we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Indianapolis Colts. Um the Bills are favored by 4. Okay, so basically, the Bills are totally coming off a close win against the Dolphins, and the Colts are coming off a loss against the Vikings. Now, this is Joe Flacco again. But I feel like they're going to make this game pretty much closer, though, because I feel like Joe Flacco, he's playing like a superstar right now. I mean, he didn't really play that good against the Vikings last week. Like, he did struggle in that game, but I feel like there's a chance the Colts can totally pull off an upset, though. I feel like there's a chance they can't that they could because Joe Flacco is amazing, and I feel like they can pass the ball on him too. But here's the thing: the Colts do have some injuries though. Now I think Michael Pittman he's ruled out in this game, so they won't have their number one receiver. Um, And the Bills got some injuries too. So we know the Bills, they're not going to have Keon Coleman, which he's ruled out. Amari Cooper is questionable to play with a wrist injury, but I really highly doubt he does play. So yeah, so they don't have a lot of injuries though. But here's the thing. The Colts don't really have a great secondary, but their defense is good, but their secondary is not great. I feel like Amari Cooper and Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid will be too much for that secondary to handle of the Colts. Because I don't think the Colts really have the corners or the safeties to man up against the Bills' pass catching group. So yeah, I feel like James Cook can have a good game here because I don't think the Colts linebackers can cover as well. And you can respect that the Colts have a great offensive line, but the Bills do have a great defense. But the Bills do have a great defense, though, which that's something you can make. They do have a great defense. Um, they do have a great defense, but they do a good job stopping the run. Maybe they can give Jonathan Taylor issues. Maybe this Bills D secondary. They do have a better secondary. I think they can man up against the Colts receiving core, which that's amazing. Which that's good. And I think Josh Allen can have a good game and take advantage of that against an underwhelming secondary of the Colts. So yeah, I think this game will be close. I think it will be high scoring too. But I'm gonna take the Bills to win this game because the Bills, I feel like they're just a better team overall. They have the better quarterback, better coaching. So yeah, I like the Bills to win, but I'll take the Bills to cover as well. I think it will be close. I'm probably gonna say the Bills win like 38-30, something like that. Maybe they win by one score. Maybe they win by a touchdown. Maybe they win by one score. So yeah, I think the Colts offense can keep up in this game a little bit, but I don't know they're gonna do enough. So yeah. So maybe like 37-31 or like 38-30, something like that. More like a higher scoring game. So yeah, I like the Bills both ways. I like them to win and cover. Next game we have the Denver Broncos versus Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by -8. Um, Obviously, I got the Chiefs in this game now, but I don't know if I'm gonna take Denver to cover this game. Now, I do remember Denver did play them tough last year. I think the Broncos did beat them. Because wait, did they beat them last year? Oh, because I think they did beat them when Mahomes was sick and the game was in Denver. And Denver's always struggled in Kansas City. Yeah, so basically, I got the Chiefs to win and got the Chiefs to cover. Here's the thing: the Chiefs have a better quarterback, better coaching. They're at home. They're a more complete team, and they pretty much have a better defense too. Maybe the Broncos defense give them fits, but I don't think so. But the Chiefs, on the other hand, they pretty much have a better defense. I thought their defense did not play as good last week because they gave up a touchdown, to the Bucks and like late in the fourth quarter, and they got into overtime, and the Chiefs offense moved the ball and win it in overtime. So basically, the Chiefs offense is pretty good, and they've been playing better so far, but they haven't been doing enough to score 30, despite them scoring 30, last week against the Bucks. And they've been running the ball better with Kareem Hunt, which that's good. If they get Pacheco back, I think that'll be nice. But I'm pretty soon he's not returning until like next week or the week after. I don't know. Um, the Chiefs have a great secondary. They do have a great which that can really man up against an unwell receiving core of the Broncos. They have the pass which they can get after a rookie, which I don't trust a rookie on the road, especially against a great defense like the Chiefs. So yeah, maybe Denver hangs in there, but I don't really think they would. I don't think they will because the Broncos didn't really impress me last week because their defense allowed like 41 points to the Ravens, and they only had 10 points because their offense couldn't really do enough to set up drives and all that. So I think there's a case. I think the Chiefs keep it close, but I don't see it. I think the Chiefs blow them out. So I think they're gonna win by a lot. So I'm probably gonna say the Chiefs win at least by like maybe they win by 7. I don't know, but if the Broncos could do something on offense, maybe they can win by 7. But I'm not sure about that. Maybe they win like a 27-20. Maybe they win by a touchdown. Maybe they make it a one score game. Like maybe they do that. I don't know. No, let's go with that. I think the Broncos can hang around this game, but I don't think they're gonna cover. But I take the Chiefs to win. That's why I'm taking the Chiefs both ways. Like I think they can win by 2 scores, maybe at least 27-13 or like 34-13, something like that. So yeah, but I like the Chiefs both ways in this game. I like them to win and cover. Next game we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints. Um, the Falcons are favored by -4. Obviously, the Saints have a new coach, and they got a new coach, which I don't know his name. They do have an interim head coach though, because we know that Dennis Allen got fired. So now their interim head coach is Darren Razzie. So yeah, so Saints could be dealing with learning curves because they have a new coach. Um, Atlanta, on the other hand, don't have a new coach. I mean, Atlanta has been on fire lately. I mean, offensively, they've been playing really well, run the ball. They're sending us some screen passes. Um, their defense has totally been playing okay. The Saints have not been looking great so far. They should have beaten the Panthers though, but they just could have won that game. But here's the thing. Now the Saints are going to be without Chris Olave, which the Saints, we don't know who their number one wide receiver is going to be, but you only have one tight end. So now the Saints are thin at wide receiver now. Um, on the other hand, the Falcons, they're pretty much healthier on offense, which I think they can run the ball. They, which I think they can run the ball. I think they can like throw the ball, and Kirk Cousins playing amazing. I mean, there's a chance I think the Saints defense can give them trouble, which I think there's a chance they can, but I don't know because their defense has not been playing as great. They've been a little bit up and down. So yeah, and the Falcons have been pretty good on offense, like I said. Um, maybe they keep this close though, like last time. I mean, the Saints should have at least won that first matchup though, but it all came down to the Falcons, making a field goal at the last couple of seconds late in the fourth quarter. So yeah, I understand the game is in New Orleans though, but I gotta take the Falcons though to win this game. The Falcons. The reason why I'm taking Atlanta to win because Atlanta's a more complete team, have the better quarterback. Um, they got the better coaching. So yeah, like, and plus, they're not slumped. And plus, the Saints are on a losing streak, and how the way they've been losing has been terrible after a 2-0 start. And you got the team, that's not slumping. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if New Orleans, have beaten the Saints because usually the Saints play the Falcons tough, but I don't even remember when the last time Atlanta sweep the Saints. Well, I don't really know when. They usually split with each other, but I'm just saying that the Falcons are going to sweep the series. So yeah, I'll take Atlanta to win. I'll take Atlanta to cover. I'm probably gonna say Atlanta wins like 27-23, something like that. So yeah, I take the Falcons both ways. I wouldn't be shocked in New Orleans cover. So yeah. So I like them in this game. So yeah, because New Orleans doesn't have much to play for because they're probably not going to be a playoff team this year, and Atlanta is looking to clinch the NFC South. So yeah, that's pretty much why. Next game we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The 49ers are fair by 6.5. Obviously, this game right here is going to be fun to watch. It can go either way, but obviously the the Bucks have totally been not been looking pretty good so far. Now they've lost 3 straight games, which is terrible for them. And Todd, I mean the Bucks could have at least beaten the Chiefs though, but it all come down to Todd Bowles not making a 2-point conversion to win the game. So and they're all so yeah. So I think that it was brutal for the Bucks. On the other hand, the Niners are coming off a bye, which they have time to rest and more time to prepare. They're getting some of their players back, like Deebo Samuel. Um, like he's coming back, and the good news is that Christian McCaffrey's coming back, which that's good news. Which they're gonna put him off. They're gonna put him off the injury report and all that. Which that's good for that they're gonna put him off the injury report. Which that's good news. I expect him to have a breakout game because he hasn't really played for so long. He hasn't really played for 9 weeks since he got injured. So I think with CMC coming back should help their run game. It's probably going to help the Niners run the ball. Um. So yeah, and the Bucks defense has not been playing really good so far. So I think Brock Purdy should have some time. I think Deebo Samuel and Kittle can have a good game. CMC can have a good game as well. Their old line does a good job protecting, but their defense is the best in the league. They do a good job stopping the run. They stop the pass. Maybe they can give Baker some issues. And also, Kyle Shanahan does a really good job, like finding a way to attack Todd Bowles' defense. And he's found a formula to do it. So, yeah. And I feel like the Niners are tough and they're also coming off a bye. So I think the Niners should win this game easily. So I'm gonna take the Niners to win because the Niners is the better team. They have better coaching. So yeah, so I don't think the Bucks defense will have an answer for Debo Samuel and Kittle because those guys can have a good game there, and I don't think they'll have an answer for CMC, which I think he have a good game. But the Bucks they can stop the run okay, but their pass defense has not been playing good so far. So that's what makes me lean towards the Niners to win this game. But I know this game is in Tampa. We're just kind of tough to play at, but Niners are just a better team overall, and they have proven and the Bucks have not proven to me that they can beat the Niners, and the Niners have kind of owned them in the past. So yeah, I think the Niners should find a way to win, so that way they can be above 500, so they can get back above 500 again. So yeah, I'll take the Niners to win. I think the game will be closer though, but I'm gonna take the Niners both ways. I'll take them to win and cover. I'm probably gonna say the Niners at least win like 30-24, something like that. I think they win by like 6 points. Maybe they win by one score. I think they can win by a touchdown though, but I don't know the Bucks are going to do enough to cover. So that's what make me lean towards the Niners both ways. So yeah. Next game we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Washington Commanders. Um, the Washington Commanders are favored by 2.5. Obviously, this game can go either way. Now, most people are picking the Washington Commanders to win because they're at home, and Jaden Daniels has been a really good quarterback. So yeah. And the Steelers are coming off a bye, but the news is that they did trade for Preston Smith, which that's a huge move for them. So yeah. Um so yeah, so the Steelers don't know who to start at quarterback though. It's either gonna be Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. They added Mike Williams though, which that's good. That was a good upgrade for number 2 wide receiver. Um, I don't know if who's going to be the quarterback. If it's going to be Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Um, Justin Fields is healthy. Russell Wilson's healthy. The Steelers, they do have a quarterback situation, but I really don't really care about that. Um, by the way, I think Jaden Daniels is a much better quarterback than Russ and Justin Fields, which I think he is. So yeah. But Washington has did some moves. They actually upgraded at cornerback, adding Lattimore to the secondary. It kind of did help their secondary a little bit. But I don't think they have a true number one, number two corner though. But I think their secondary can do a good job defending the Steelers, knowing that their offense cannot pick up explosive plays. And Washington's defense has totally been playing good. I mean, their defensive line is playing good. They're getting pressure to get after the quarterback. O line is playing better. The Steelers, now this is a rookie quarterback against a really good defense like the Steelers, which I think the pass rush, that defensive line for the Steelers, is probably going to give the Commanders' offensive line issues because I don't think their O line is going to be able to match up with the Steelers' pass rush. So yeah, and then I think Terry McLaurin can definitely be a problem with the Steelers, but I feel like Mike Tomlin can be smart enough to double him. You know, in situations where maybe they can put Mika or on Joey Porter, which he will do a good job covering, Terry McLaurin. So yeah. So I know it's in Washington, but I'm gonna pick the Steelers to win because the Steelers are coming off a bye and they're getting players rested. I think the Steelers are a more complete team, and they got better coaching though. So yeah. So by the way, I will take the Steelers to win plus the 2.5. All right, next game we have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, the Vikings are favored by 7 points. It was 4, but they are favored by 7 points for a reason. Because here's the thing, Trevor Lawrence, he might not play this week, which that's kind of weird to say, but he's questionable to play, but they're saying he's trending towards the wrong direction. I highly doubt he plays. I don't know. Now, Jags do have some injuries. Brian Thomas has been banged up. Brian Thomas has been banged up with an injury. Um, Gabe Davis is questionable with a shoulder, but he's been a little bit disappointing. Which I don't know if he's gonna play. I mean, if their receivers don't play, I don't see how their offense is gonna do much. And I'm pretty sure their defense is healthy. So yeah. But by the way, it could go either way. I can see a case scenario where Jacksonville can pull off an upset though. But Jacksonville should have at least beaten the Eagles. What they should have, but it all came down to the play where Trevor Lawrence throws an interception in the end zone, and which that gave the Eagles a win. on the other side, the Vikings, they pretty much have a really good defense. Like the Vikings defense is totally insane. Like it's been playing really well though. I like how the way they've been playing all season. Especially they've been doing a good job stopping the pass, stopping the run. So yeah. But if Trevor Lawrence play, maybe they keep this game closer. But if he doesn't, I think there's a case scenario where the Vikings will blow him out because I don't think Mac Jones is that good because I feel like he stinks. But I'm probably gonna say that Trevor Lawrence might not play. I'm gonna say I predict that he doesn't play, and I'm gonna say put Mac Jones in the game. So basically, I know this game right here isn't. I feel like this game could be a lot closer, but I don't see it. I got the Vikings winning this game. I got the Vikings covering. And the reason for that is that the Vikings are a more complete team. Their coaching has been a lot better this year. And they're just more stable at the quarterback position, especially Sam Darnold has been playing a lot better football lately than Mac Jones. So yeah. And plus, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson just gonna be too much for the Jags secondary to handle. And Aaron Jones will have a good game as well, which I don't think the Jags will have an answer for. I think they can run the ball. I think the O-line can protect, and I think the defense can totally give the Jags offense a lot of problems and a lot of issues. I think the Vikings do have a great secondary that can man up against the Jags receivers, but I feel like if Brian Thomas and Gabe Davis don't play, they're thin at wide receiver. But you also have Ingram as your tight end as well. So yeah. So by the way, I think I'll take the Vikings both ways. I'll take them to win and to cover. So yeah. I'm gonna say like 37-16, something like that if Mac Jones is playing. But if Trevor Lawrence is playing, I think they keep it close. Like 23-16 or like 30-23, something like that. So yeah. So I will take the Vikings to win and to cover as well. Next game we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 7.5. Obviously, I think this game right here is going to be very close. It's going to be fun to watch. The Chargers are coming off a win against the Browns, and the Titans are coming off an overtime win against the Patriots. So yeah. So by the way, um, you know, I think I do remember this game last year where the Titans did where I think the game was low scoring, I think, but the Chargers, but I think the Chargers won by 3 points, which that game was pretty ugly though. So yeah. So by the way, the Chargers defense has totally been playing really good lately, and their offense is playing really well right now. Justin Herbert is making some big time plays, and Quentin Johnson I thought had a really good game against the Browns last week, which he totally broke out in that game. I feel like if Lav McConkey and Quentin Johnson can step up their role at wide receiver, I think that can be a really good wide receiver duo and a tough offense to start. Now, we know they've been running the ball a lot better, though. I mean, their running game has improved. The offensive line is playing really good, and the defense is playing really good. I mean, they're getting pressure, and the secondary is playing tight coverage. So, yeah. The Titans, they do play some great defense, though, but I don't think they play on good offense, though. So I mean, if Khalil Mack, he's questionable to play, but I feel like if he doesn't play, I think they could totally hurt their chances though. Which I think that could give the Titans offense success to run the ball, successfully down the field and all that. So actually, Joey Bosa is questionable, so they got so many players on defense hurt. But if the Chargers defensive playmakers don't play, I think they're probably gonna be thin, and I think that can probably like open space for the Titans to run the ball, to force them off of second, third, and longs. So yeah. So by the way, I'll take seven's kind of too much, but I'm probably gonna take the Titans with the points. But I will take the Chargers to win the game because the Chargers, are just a better team overall. They got the better quarterback. They got better coaching. They're at home. So, yeah. So, the Titans do have a great defensive line, but I think the Chargers' offensive line can overpower them. And the Titans don't have their top corners. So, I think Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson can have a good game, and especially Josh Palmer as well. So, I like the Chargers in both ways. I like them to win, and I like them to cover. So, yeah. I like the Chargers both ways in this game. You know what? I'll take the Titans with the points because sevens is too much. I'm gonna say the Chargers, can win by a touchdown or something like that. I think the game will probably be low scoring, so I'm probably gonna say the Chargers win like 23-16, something like that. Maybe they win. I think they can win like that. So yeah, or maybe like 30-23, something like that. So yeah. So I like the Chargers both ways. I mean, I like the Titans to cover, but I like the Chargers to win the game. All right, next game we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. Philly is favored by 7.5, which that's a big number. Um, the Eagles have totally been on a roll, and the Cowboys have totally been falling apart. Now the bad news is that the Cowboys, they don't have Dak Prescott. If it was Dak Prescott, they don't got Dak Prescott playing for a couple of weeks. He's on IR. He could be expected to miss the season, but he did hurt his hamstring, which that's bad for him. Where I think he has a torn where he did particularly torn off his where he got like a bone torn off it, which that's huge. But that's kind of bad news to say. And then while on the other hand, they starting Cooper Rush. Now the Cowboys have been winning with Cooper Rush a little bit. I mean, he's been having a good record lately, but I don't know if he's gonna do enough to win this game though. But if they win with Cooper Rush, because if they win this game, I would not be shocked. Which that can give their chance in the playoffs. But the Eagles, man, they've been playing a lot better football lately. I like how they're playing on offense. They run the ball. Jalen Hurts is like making some big time throws off play action. O line is playing better. Defense is totally playing good right now. I mean, I can argue saying that the Eagles' defense could be playing really good. It's playing better than the Cowboys. I mean, we know the Cowboys can't stop the run. I mean, they can't really stop the pass. I mean, they give up big plays there. I mean, they can stop the pass all right, but they give up big plays here and there. I mean, if they get Micah Parsons back and some of the rest of the defensive stars back, I think they can hang around. But I thought they kind of hang around against the Falcons and the Niners, which that was pretty good. So yeah. So by the way, this game right here, I feel like it will be closer though because I feel like Cooper Rush can totally keep them competitive. But I don't really have faith Dallas. I'm not backing Dallas. I mean, this team is totally pathetic. So I know it's in Dallas, and they do play them tough, and they do play Philly tough. Especially they struggle. I mean, Philly has struggled in Dallas throughout the years. Like I don't even remember the last time Philly has won on the road, won in Dallas before. I don't know. So basically, I'm gonna take the Eagles to win because the Eagles are just a better team overall. They have the better quarterback, which of now, and their coaching is better. And so yeah. Would I be shocked if Dallas won? No, but I just have a feeling that Philly's gonna win because they're just a better team overall. So yeah, and they're playing better football right now, and they have a better chance to make the playoffs. And Dallas' playoff chance could be over with. They could be playing for next year. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Eagles to win and cover. I think they will keep it close. Maybe I say they win like 30-24, something like that. Maybe they win by a touchdown. Maybe they win by a field goal. Like who knows? But I just have Philly winning this game because they're just playing better football right now. So yeah, I like the Eagles both ways in this game. And I feel like they're going to run the ball on the Cowboys as well, knowing the Cowboys can't stop the one. Saquon's going to have a good game because I feel like they can run the ball, and then a touch push, and a run the ball, touch push, and then run the ball, and then another touch push. Well, I think they can do it, though. So, yeah, that's pretty much why. Next game, we have the New York Jets against the Arizona Cardinals. The Jets are favored by 2. Obviously, the game can go either way. Now, multiple people could be picking the Cardinals to win because the Cardinals have totally been on the roll. Um, the Cardinals have totally been looking pretty good so far. I mean, their defense is playing really well right now. I mean, the offensively, they're moving the ball really well. They're running the ball. I mean, they're throwing the ball really well. Especially they looked good against the Bears last week. On the other side, the Jets, are coming off winning against the Texans, where they have 10 days to prepare, and their defense has totally been playing really well. And I mean, I thought their defense looked pretty good against the Texans. Like they found a way. They made C.J. Stroud look terrible. The O line played great in the second half. Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson had a really good game. So yeah. So obviously, in the Jets defense, I have a feeling that the defense of the Jets is going to give Kyler issues, though, despite the Cardinals having a good offensive line. And I don't really think the Cardinals really have the talent on defense to stop Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson or Breece Hall. So I think the Jets can probably run all over them, and I think the Cardinals defense won't have answers for it. And Aaron Rodgers seems like he can have a really good game though, and he can throw the ball through the air against a secondary of Arizona, which I think is not as good. So yeah. So by the way, I think the Jets, I feel like the offense needs to find a formula to find a way to attack this Cardinals defense because the Cardinals defense has been playing really good for weeks. So yeah, because at the same time, the Jets have been weak against the run lately. But I feel like if they can stop the run, I feel like the Cardinals will be in bad situations where they can put them in a lot of second, third, and longs. So yeah, but I know the game's in Arizona, which is weird. But I am going to go with the Jets to win this game because the Jets are just a way, way better team. They have more talent. They have a better quarterback. So, yeah. So, I like the Jets to win, but giving the points with the Cardinals, I think the Cardinals can do enough to keep it close and competitive. I know the Jets have not scored over 20 points in they haven't scored 30 points in I don't know when, but I feel like the Jets can score 30 points if their offense can play good enough and their defense can find a way to rattle Kyler and all that. So yeah. So I think the Jets can win by a touchdown. I think they can win 27-20, or maybe they can win win a 20-13, something like that. So yeah, I like the Jets both ways. I like them. I like the Jets to win, but I'll take the Cardinals to cover. All right, next game we have the Detroit Lions against the Houston Texans. The Lions are favored by 3.5. Obviously, this game right here can totally go either way. Now we know a lot of people are picking the Lions to win because the Lions seem like they're a better team than the Texans, but I think both these two teams are similar to each other. Um, the quarterbacks are even, offenses are even, the defenses are a little even, the coaches are even. So everything's just the same. So yeah. The Lions have been the best team so far. They've been on a roll. While the Texans, while the Texans, they have not been they looked it pretty bad against the Jets. I thought their offense did not really play as well. Most of their games, their offense has totally struggled. So their offense has not been playing as good lately, and their defense has totally not been playing okay. But it's been great for the past couple weeks, though. So yeah. But the good news is they're getting Nico Collins back, which that's good news to hear. Um, I need to see a lot more for the offense. The defense is pretty good. D'Amico Ryans in the past has found a formula to confuse Jared Goff. I think I do remember when he was a Niners defense coordinator, he found a way to confuse Jared Goff. I don't know. On the other side, the Lions do have a defense, but they did add Darius Smith to the pass rush to replace Hutchinson. But maybe the Lions defense can give the Texans offense problem, which I think they can do like what the Jets did. But I think the Texans can go with some quick passes though against the Lions defense. I feel like Nico Collins and Tank Dell can have a day. And on the other side, the Lions do give up big plays in there. So I think the Texans can win their one-on-one matchups against them. But I think the Lions can as well. Because you got Monroe, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, who's coming back, and you got Sam Laporta, who can really attack the Texans secondary, which they do give up big plays. And with Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery, they can run the ball a little bit. But the Texans can run the ball with a little bit, but I don't know if they will because the Lions defense, they're very fast. They play with a lot of sound, especially on offense too. So yeah, I think this game can go either way, but I'm gonna lean towards the Texans to win this game. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling that Houston's gonna get back on track and win this game. Is because I just think the Texans, are gonna find a formula on offense to move the ball and through the air, and then I think the defense can do a good job, giving Jared Goff some issues and the Lions' offense issues, and they pretty much have a great secondary that can really man up against the Lions' pass catchers. So yeah, and I think they can do a good job, controlling the ball, keeping Jared Goff on the sidelines, which that can really give the Texans a good chance to win this game. But I thought the Lions' passing offense have not been playing really well so far. They haven't been not throwing the ball so much as well, which that give me belief that the Texans will win this game. But I would not be shocked if the Lions won. But I have a feeling that Houston's gonna win. So I like the Texans plus 3.5. I think this should be a fun game to watch. I think it will be close and high scoring. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. I think the Texans win I'm probably gonna say 38-37, something like that. So yeah, that's how I see it. I think they win by 1 point. And then finally, last game of the week, we had the Miami Dolphins facing against the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are favored by 2. Obviously, this game right here can totally go either way. Now, a few people are picking Miami to win, but I don't see it happening though. Because here's the thing. The one reason is that I will take the Rams. Now, here's the thing about the Dolphins. I thought the Dolphins defense, I kind of really thought the Dolphins defense was going to get ran over by the Bills, but that really wasn't the case though. I thought the Dolphins blocked the Bills really well on offense. I thought their defense was playing with some sound. Their defense played okay. They were running the ball a little bit. Same thing. The Rams have been playing good football. Their defense is playing really good, and their offense has totally been playing really well. I like how the way they're passing the ball and throwing the ball, and Stafford's playing well. And I like how the way their defense played in overtime. They forced a turn. They got a stop there, and then they got a touchdown. I like how the way the Rams are doing. But you know what? Which concerns me that this is the East Coast team going across the country playing against West Coast. Because we know East Coast teams don't travel really well on the West Coast. So basically, I think it will be close and high scoring because both these defenses be giving up big plays there and here and there. But now this could be the Jalen Ramsey and Odell Beckham revenge game because they were both a Ram. But at the same time, I'm going to take the LA Rams to win this game. because the Rams are totally on a roll right now. They're getting close to like being a playoff team because they have more to play for, and the Dolphins don't because they're falling apart and they're on a losing streak. And how the way they've been losing, I mean, it's been terrible for them. So I like the team I'm taking the team that's totally at home and the team that's not slumping. And I think the Rams offense can totally have a good game here against this Dolphins defense. I think they can run the ball a little bit. I think Puka and Cooper Kupp can win their one-on-one matches against the Dolphins secondary. And I think the defense has totally been playing really well, which I think they could give Tua issues. So, yeah. And plus, the Rams have the better quarterback. They're at home. I think they're the more complete team. So, yeah, as of right now. So, yeah. I like the Rams to win this game, but give me Miami with the points. I think Miami could keep it close in this game because I feel like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Because I don't think the Rams really have any corners that can cover against Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Yeah. So I think the Rams can win by a touchdown. So yeah. So maybe they win like 38 to like 30, something like that. I don't see it being a blowout. Or maybe like 34 to 30, something like that. So, or maybe like 37 to 34. Maybe they win by a field goal, something like that. Maybe the Rams win by a field goal. So yeah, I like to see it happening. So I see it being a high scoring game. I see it being a shootout. So yeah, I like the Rams to win. I like the Dolphins to cover. Well, those are all my week 10 picks. 10 picks for this week. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about my week 10 picks. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? I mean, just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. This is Mayo Jones from Big Fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.